Dice Paper Roll acknowledge the traditional custodians of this land, and we pay our respects to elders past, present, and future, for they hold the songlines, the stories, the traditions, the culture, and the hopes of First Nations Australia. This land is, was, and always will be traditional First Nations country.
Family. We seek it, and it seeks us. It is a unique relationship, for more often than not, we don't have much of a choice in how it is constructed, how it manifests. And sometimes it is the lack of said family that makes the desire to have it ever more burning and powerful. It was many years ago. 3 sisters sat listening to their mother, her echoed voice speaking of a change about to happen. They were to meet their newest sister, and they were to love her as one of their own. The woman before them smiled in a way that made the very room around them feel bright. The shadows the sisters cast upon the floor almost made up letters. Letters that formed words. Words that read, Dice, paper, roll into the Feywild.
Well, greetings everyone, and welcome to another episode of Dice Paper Roll into the Feywild. This is episode 20!
20!
That's right, it's a critical hit of an episode. We're going to roll double damage. Fucking look
your
out.
expectations.
Shut up, Jack. It's
Advantage
a
on every
critical
roll.
episode. Yes. My name is Ben, and I play Unit, the Warforged fighter and protector of Kevin's Strangeways. I am a former whack-a-mole machine, ticket inspector, and coffee table, all in one, multi-talented, but I've only ever done 3 things in my entire life. What is life? Greg.
42 is, I believe, the correct answer. Yes, it's me, Greg. I'm playing Doelene Delacroix, who is a Harangan wizard on a quest to save her burrow. Fantastical journey through time with a pocket watch. I'm sure that's never been done before. Dan.
Never heard of it before. I am Dan. I play Sir Walter Winston Winklepicker III, a human who was turned into a frog. He usually wears a purple doublet and tails and a top hat. He has a cane that's got a shellfish and the like pommel of the cane. But right now he is just stripped down to his thong. And he is the pool boy Vincent, as he travels with his party and his favorite son, Lauren.
Hello, favorite son here. My name is Lauren Buck. I am playing Kevin Strangeways, the human artificer and little boy trapped in the body of a large man who has a father who's a frog and another father who's a robot. Hooray! And a
Steel
rabbit.
Daddy.
Steel Daddy. Yes. I mean, Silver Daddy, but yeah. that too. And yeah, has wandered off. So under the strict supervision of his family, has toddled off down a weird passageway, which I'm sure. Look, apparently it was a good thing to do. So
I just said it was good for me, Lauren. I just said it.
And if anything, you're the other daddy that I have to do. DM daddy. So many daddies that I have to satisfy. Okay? Who's next? Greg? It's Greg.
No.
Me.
It's your DM daddy.
It's me,
damn.
Greg. Oh,
I get to go
Jack.
again.
Jack is next.
And I am the Dungeon Master Jack, which is like your daddy. So, yeah.
But not actually is.
Not actually. Just
Mm.
for narrative purposes. You know.
Daddy, tell me a story.
Yeah, that kind of daddy. A daddy, tell me a story, daddy.
All right.
Yes.
Go on then.
Previously,
Go on. Yeah, what?
on
What
Dice
used to
Take a Roll,
happen? Mhm.
into the Feywild,
Into
the
where?
party, Doelene Delacroix, a hare, Walter Winston Winklepicker III, a frogman, Kevin Strangeways, a man-sized boy, and Unit, a robot ticket machine or whack-a-mole machine. Well, first, the rules of Prismere were re-emphasized by the narrator, your daddy. But then the party, having decided on their best course of action for witch hut infiltration, took the clothesline up to the balcony of Bavlorna Blightstraw's cottage. Up in the mists above Downfall. The mission, shit in her pool. This part of the plan was taken care of fairly quickly with a fey spirit and a glowing juice.
Mission
Mission
accomplished.
Walter, or Vincent the pool guy, with the pool tool cleaned the pool, and they discovered a gelatinous cube was in the well at the center of Bavlorna's bathing pool. And then up the stairs, the characters headed down a shrinking hall found behind a mirror, but not before Doelene discovered latent feelings for Vincent the pool guy. And that's the end of the intro.
Oh, we are gonna.
Oh,
need
wait,
one
no,
of
it's
those
not.
Weird incest maps at the end of this.
And
Oh
a Game of
my.
Thrones this.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
The hallway was dark, but riddled with magic. The feeling of your body shrinking as you took more steps forward feels like wading through a watery molasses. Watery ripples navigate your bodies, washing over you. At the end of the hall, an arched portal leads out to a dimly lit expanse.
Oh my, I'm getting the vapors in this hallway. I wonder if it's you, Vincent.
Yeah, I guess it is. I
Oh
have-
no, Vincent, I seem to be stuck in this hallway.
And I'm getting smaller and smaller.
Oh no.
Oh no, me too.
God damn it.
Yes, is anyone else feeling this? My young man-sized son seems to be getting quite tiny ahead of us.
Yeah, but yet I am still a man, and now I'm a tiny man, and I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't know how I feel about this either, to be honest. So we're actually shrinking. We're shrinking, right? We're,
Yeah,
As we're walking forward.
Yes, yeah.
And the hallway's getting bigger around us? Like, is that how
or
we
is it
know?
shrinking with us? So do we actually have any perception of that shrinkage?
That's a really
Oh,
good
Jack,
question.
good
I'm going to
question.
say, I'm going to say your experience is that, yeah, the hallway's also getting
Oh,
smaller.
if only there was a
Yeah.
magical wielder with us that could possibly tell us the source of this magic.
Listen, bitch, I cast Detect Magic 3 rounds ago.
Fair enough.
That's unfortunate that that's a spell slot. Hey,
It's fine.
yeah.
I don't
you
use
should
it for
be
anything
going.
else. It's
I was about to
fine.
say, I'm not sure if anyone's really keeping track of that.
No,
This is
I
dice
would
paper
never.
roll.
I would never do such a thing. Yes, so I can see the auras of spells or magic that's in place, and over time, I should be able to tell. For instance, the magic school. Or a
If only
flavor.
if only the narrator knew what the schools of the magic were.
Or a flavor.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, flavor. It's shrinking magic. It shrinks you.
Oh my God, transmutation.
Oh, there you go.
What's that ahead of us?
As you approach the end of the hall, the sound of whispered voices comes to your attention and abruptly stops as you enter the space. You see that you are situated beneath an, to your eyes, enormous meat safe, which is a type of furniture. The room you are in is...
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, I think you're talking about me.
Get in there, Vincent. I push on your buttocks.
Oh.
Shove you into the meat safe.
The room you're in is, to you now, cavernous, but it is filthy. Everything about this space is foul. Old furniture that would have been beautiful in a past life is stained, moldy, in some places even sprouts mushrooms. Dirty dishes are piled all over the room. Stuff is covering every surface. The signs of a hoarder are clear to see. It is possible she who is responsible for this mess may not be in the best of mental states. Speaking of, before you, huddled in a corner, are two giant figures. One, a darkling with a pointed brimmed hat dressed in blackest black and casually sipping at a tea. Could you all roll a perception check?
Roll a dice.
A roll of dice? Oh my God. What's a darkling?
A darkling.
Remember the ducklings from
yeah.
the
Floss Factory?
Duckling.
Quack.
Duckling.
Yeah.
Sorry, I heard darkling. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah,
My bad.
she carefully chirps a little quack.
20.
Oh,
Okay,
Nice.
I got a 9.
all of
Not
you
that.
over. All of
I
you.
got-
Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine. Don't
All of you
worry
over
about what I
10.
got, Jack.
I got a 17.
I got
Yeah.
11.
All of you
I'm
over.
looking at my ass. I feel so good right now.
Feels like I'm wearing
Oh,
nothing at all.
nothing at all. Nothing at all.
Those of you who pass see that although the space is dimly lit by a window on one end of the room, this figure does not cast a shadow, which, to your knowledge, is not a normal circumstance for a duckling.
So I still have detect magic on. So can I see a magical aura around Darkling Duck?
Yeah, you can.
Does it got a flavor?
It's the flavor that is if someone's shadow has been cut away,
Illusion magic.
potentially. I don't-
Interesting.
All right, Vincent. Well, she
Unreliable
wanted to see
narrator.
you, so why don't you and those buttocks work your magic?
Opposite
Okie
the duck.
dokie.
Opposite the duckling.
Oh wait, I'm still looking at the room. Wait,
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I've seen everything.
I haven't finished perceiving.
Yeah. Opposite the duckling sits Bavlorna, her here taking on much more of her toad-like form. Her skin cracked and peeling, she looks miserable. She is dressed in a disheveled, stained and moldy nightgown and is crouched as she clutches onto her cup of tea. Next to her are two almost miniature versions of herself. Could you all roll a DC 10? A perception check. The DC is 10.
Okay,
What?
good to know.
What could the...
Oh,
Oh,
19.
I'm too busy looking for magical auras.
16.
8.
My ass is so good. It's so good right now.
Has that ass got a magical aura?
It does. To your eyes, it does. At her side, clearly is a newspaper. It hangs over the side of the chair, a framed, etched picture of Bavlorna with a stick figure body and pixelated big naturals can be clearly seen from where you are. The headline reads, Bavlorna? More like
Yes.
Badlorna.
Oh, sick burn, Kevin.
Yes, thank you. It was the best I could come up with. as an 8-year-old boy.
That's right, yeah. I
9-year-old?
I totally thought that was coming out of nowhere, and I was just like, Jack.
No, it came from me several episodes ago.
I had permission. As you enter the room, Bavlorna's eyes dart towards you, and her previously dour expression breaks into a smile. Hello, friends. What cursed depravity has led you here? With my poor boy Vincent, if that is who he be.
Oh, yeah, I'm totally Vincent. I'm trying to do my voice a bit higher because I'm very small at the moment. It's not really working out as well, but it's kind of a thing that I'm doing. No, don't feel obliged by anybody else to do what I'm doing.
Are they also small and shrinky?
Yeah, you're all tiny.
Yeah, but they are.
They're huge. They're normal size. So they're just like, and it
but
should be
there's
noted.
two versions that are of Bavlorna that are the same size as us?
No, they're also big relative to you. You're like maybe the size of a mouse.
Oh, shit. I didn't realize we were that small.
Yeah,
Intimidated by the size of Bavlorna,
Yeah.
I want to deceive her into believing that I'm enchanted by Vincent's butt cheeks.
Oh.
Which has
You
drawn
want
me
to.
here.
Yeah.
So I got a 15 for my deception check.
Okay.
I got a 21 on my insight check of your deception.
The best lies have a kernel of truth at the center, right?
So does Walter's butt.
Kernel of truth.
She rolls an 18. She sees right through you. She knows you like that butt.
Have we finished perceiving, Jack?
Yeah. You're in the room now. I've set it up. Now we role play. Let's role play.
Okay, well.
Okay, Daddy.
Story, Daddy. Well, you see, I was just here to clean the pool. I don't really know what to do about the mushrooms. They're quite large from where I'm standing. But I guess I could do a bit of a spruce up here.
I'm just here for butt cheeks. I can't take my eyes off these butt cheeks. Makes me feel all warm and fuzzy.
Yes. Well, you can see there's quite a lot of work for you to do in here, Vincent. But you are rather small, so I would much rather you were your normal size. She sort of waves a finger, and Walter, you actually return to your normal size. I had much forgotten about that little entrance. It is quite a fun novelty, don't you think?
Oh, yes. No, I think it's totally a very cool entrance. I was completely caught by surprise at how tight it got.
Yes, clean for me, Vincent. Clean.
Okay, would you like anywhere in particular that you'd like
just
me?
Anywhere. In the corner's fine.
Okay, well, I guess I'll start cleaning up around here. And I'm gonna start edging my way.
Oh, okay.
How many references, guys? Come on.
I'm going to start making my way.
Okay.
Around. So they're directly opposite us. So I'm going to start making my way around to the left side. And trying to circle around behind Bavlorna.
Yeah, so they're sort of in the center of the room, and you're now normal sized. Everyone else is still tiny. And
do you want me to scoop you up and put you in my thong?
No, thank you.
I'm okay. Thank you,
Walter.
Okay, noted.
Okay.
I'm already very disappointed that I come from your pants in the first place. Do not want to go back there.
I'll show you, boy. I'll show you.
No, don't show me. That will make it even worse.
Oh, no, this is getting worse. I'm gonna go over here and clean.
I rolled a 22 on my Arcana check to use my Dispel Magic to tell if what kind of spell we have on us that's made us little, if it's a reduction spell.
Your detect magic?
Yes.
Did you
Did I
say?
say that?
You said dispel.
Oh, sorry. My detect magic. Not foreshadowing or anything.
Just
Yeah.
read.
Oh, geez, look at these mushrooms. Oh, my God. Jesus Christ, what have you been having in here?
Oh my, now that those butt cheeks are larger than I am, it has dispelled the enchantment magic over me.
I don't know about that. Maybe you got a giant thing.
Oh.
I've discovered that I'm not actually into vor.
What?
Vor.
Moving on.
VOR. You should Google it.
Go Google it right now. Stop the podcast. Stop it.
Everybody pause.
Everyone
Go
pause.
Google some-
Yes, you do. Go
Don't
on.
use your work computer.
And just put private mode on.
Okay, so it
Oh,
actually
Jack. Well, Jack's back. Okay.
Okay.
it actually
no.
just
To
dissipates
continue.
after a minute. Okay, I thought I was gonna have more fun with that, but yeah, you actually just after a minute return to your normal size.
It's just for the entrance.
So we just stand there awkwardly for a moment.
and then you just
Floating?
sort of enlarge in place
Like a slide whistle?
yes.
Oh,
Well-
that's better. I didn't quite feel myself for a moment there.
I
Why?
feel a lot more like myself, actually. But
Oh, now that I see you all in place, what has brought you all here? I didn't recognize you. You were so tiny.
Oh,
you
That's a
brought
good
us here,
question.
Bavlorna.
Yes.
No, I didn't. You came up via my clothesline. I don't think I brought you here. You came in of your own volition.
no, but you did say to come to your house.
Come to you. Yeah.
Yes.
You had lots
summoned
of
us.
lots of stuff that you wanted to tell us. Lots of saucy secrets, right?
Oh, my bad. Yes, I did. I did, didn't I? Would you like a cup of tea?
Yes, thank you. I was
Yes,
just wondering how
please.
long it would take you to offer the current queen of Downfall a nice hot cup of tea.
Yes,
And
Your
I've been
Majesty.
timing. It's been like 12 minutes, Bavlorna.
Well,
really
please
not on.
take a seat. Pull up a pile of junk, if you will, and take a seat. Make yourselves at home. Rules
Well,
of
thank you.
hospitality and all that.
I was going to
Rip-
say,
Walter clears a couple of chairs and moves all the stuff off of the chairs and kind of starts to organize some papers and that kind of thing and gives the chairs a bit of a wipe down. Hey, you go,
Thank-
everybody.
Thank you, Vincent. And
Thank
she
you,
gives you a
Vincent.
little wink. Ding.
He winks right back.
Oh.
well,
and
it's nice.
with that wink,
Yeah.
would you say that they're humanoid?
Yeah, I get. Well, they've got
Hags
they
are
got
humanoids.
four limbs.
Yeah.
Humanoid-ish.
Humanoid?
She's large. I
I mean, they're
think.
probably technically a fae, but
Yeah.
Fae. Yep, fair enough.
when have
Don't
we
know.
ever let rules govern us?
I just,
why don't you tell me what you want to do, and I'll tell you if it's gonna.
Well, I just remembered about my monocle that
Oh.
casts Charm Person.
True.
And I just winked, and then I just had the image of me winking through the monocle. This could horribly, horribly backfire. But I'm going to cast Charm Person. You attempt to charm a humanoid you can see within range. It must make a Wisdom saving throw. And does so with advantage if you or your companions are fighting it. We aren't fighting it.
No, you're not.
If it fails the saving throw, it is charmed by you until the spell ends or until you or your companions do anything harmful to it.
Oh, okay. What's the DC?
Well, when you roll your die, I'll let you know if you
Oh,
succeed.
16.
Yeah, okay. So I wink at I wink at Bavlorna, and a spark of some like kind of glittery sparkles kind of infuse around the monocle. But I just wink at it.
Okay. She appreciates that. Yes, well, I guess you do want some things. I do have some things I need from you, but since you've already published my big bad book of bad Bavlorna, I suppose I've already got that. Thank you for that.
Well, you did ask for it to be returned to you, and it was in a little bit of a roundabout way, but
Yes, and such a beautiful depiction of me. I've never seen myself look quite so beautiful. Thank you for that.
You're so welcome. Great.
Such
I'm
big
glad.
naturals.
Yes, they are. So it didn't make you mad at all in any
No,
way?
they say the finest form of flattery is to be printed in the newspaper, and I think they say so. I'm very happy. And I got my book back.
I've heard
I
that
don't know
quote
if you know
before.
this, but not everyone thought it had such a glowing reception to the naturals.
Yes, I expect there will be some dissent in the peoples. That's okay. I've dealt with that before. Never
Yes.
mind. I'm just happy to have such good company.
And
Great.
might I say, you're quite the host, Bavlorna. I really like what you've done with the place. Are you going to introduce us to your other guests?
Oh, this is Charm. She's... Well, where are you from, Charm? Well, I guess I'm a duck person. I'm a duckling from thither. I was just gossiping with Bavlorna about the whole situation that's going on around Prismea. Never mind me. Well, since you've got company, Bavlorna, I might take my leave if that's all right. I'll see you later. Yes, okay, good. Good to see you, Charm. Goodbye. And Charm.
Farewell, Charm.
Sorry.
Sorry to make you leave on our account. And I slide into their seat because it's better and cleaner
It's
and more
not
comfortable
warm.
than the one I was on.
Yeah.
That's okay. My ass is cold too. It's made of
well,
metal.
Pleasure to meet you all. I'll be taking my leave. And she leaves through the window at the back of the room and hops out. And just, you see her jump. And then you see her sort of fly off.
Well, Bavlorna, I have to say thank you. I have been waiting to receive some of this renowned Fey hospitality, and thank you for this cup of tea and for having us in your lovely abode. It's nice to be welcomed into your home. Is there, you said to come to you if we had a problem, and it's less of a problem that we have, but more of like a proposition.
Oh, a proposition. Well, I couldn't refuse. What was it?
Well, you see, there's something that you have that we'd like to get our hands on.
Oh, what's that? What would
And
you
it's
like?
not your naturals.
Speak for yourself.
Vincent, you just let me know.
Well, that's why I'm here. I saw that picture in the newspaper and I was like, God damn, gotta meet her.
I thought you were here to clean my pool.
Well, that's a euphemism.
Oh, my. She fans herself.
Gotta clean out the swamp. Drain the swamp.
God.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm suddenly way less attracted to Vincent.
That usually happens.
Like Kevin can't take anymore, and he sort of jumps off his chair and just kind of crawls into a pile of garbage with his fingers in his ears, going la 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 la.
Oh, what's up with him?
Don't mind me. Don't mind him. He's
Okay.
He's just a boy, really.
I'm just
Fascinating.
a boy.
Oh yeah, he is just a boy. I kind of forget that. That's oh, that is not age appropriate. Okay. Well, you have something. You see, we've been looking for a special piece of jewelry, and as far as I understand, you might have that in your possession.
Yes. How did you know that?
Well, I am a wizard of no small accomplishment. I'm able
Fascinating.
to cast many spells, and I'm able to locate objects, of course.
Well, there's nothing for it. I guess I'll just hand it right over. Who was it for? It was for Walter, wasn't it? Or should I say Vincent?
Oh, no way. You knew it the whole time?
Of course, I'm a hag.
Oh, shit. Well, yes. Yes, Bavlorna, that shellfish necklace belongs to me. And it was stolen from me, and so by rights, you must give it back according to the rules of the Fae.
And what rules are they?
Oh, shit, I need to look it up. Where
It's
is
right
it?
here. It's
hospitality, the rule of ownership, and the rule of reciprocity.
The
Rule of reach around. Yes.
Oh, that's right. I remember that one.
Yes. That's right. That's how I remember it too.
Sorry, Kevin.
Yes, you cannot
He can't hear. He has gone into a hole.
He's got literal bits of garbage stuffed into his
Yeah,
ears.
he has. It's like, I don't even care where this has been. There's a very large pile of tissues here for some reason. But I'm just going to put them in my ears. And so it's just like, it's just his legs hanging out from underneath this total massive pile of garbage.
Jack, while this conversation's happening as well, Unit has finished their tea and pops the saucer and cup down on the dresser and gets up out of the chair and just starts to slowly make their way along the wall, looking at the various portraits and picture frames on the wall.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
You notice
Surreptitiously.
you notice that there is a bunch of portraits, various. Excuse me. There are various pictures of different gentlemen and women and like various fae folks of all sorts of shapes and sizes, and then there's also just like one space that's kind of noticeably absent. Like there's sort of a you know, like in a place that's had lots of smoking, that you can see where if a portrait is pulled off the wall, you can see where it's not been.
Sure. All right. I'm taking exaggerated interest in just taking my time slowly, but I am very, very slowly just making my way in an anti-clockwise direction.
Ah, okay.
But real slowly.
Okay.
Clockwise.
Interesting.
That was my mistake.
Sorry, Doelene.
No. So, yes, it is for Walter. And it is his property, which I believe you're holding.
Yes.
And as you are beholden to the laws of the Fae, you shouldn't be holding the necklace. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I get you. Well, I'm more than happy to give it back, actually. It's been a great boon for me, you see. It gives me strength. There's something about this necklace that really, really is quite powerful. It's maybe the weight or something. I stole it off my sister. I don't know why she had it. But there you
Which
are.
one?
Yes.
What is your sister's name?
My sister's name.
It's been
Has it been a while?
Been a while since you've spoken, has it? Is that whose portrait is missing from the wall here? Miss
No,
Bavlorna.
that's someone else. That's I'm glad you noticed. That's my another relation of mine. That's my good sister.
Not a close family.
Yes.
Igvilv.
It's okay.
Jesus.
I have.
That was worth the wait.
You're just making that up because
No,
you
I'm
couldn't
not.
find the name.
No, the I stole it off my sister Scabbatha Nightshade.
That's a
It's
better
okay.
Scabbatha Nightshade.
Gabbatha.
Scabbatha.
She sounds divine.
Does
I
she
forget.
wear a pig face mask because that's who stole it from me?
No, actually, that's just one of her servants, as it were. She's often thither someplace, a real bore. Always talking about children. Children this, children that. Not everyone can have children, Scabbatha.
Well, that's I look. I forget my siblings' names too. I do have 47 of them.
Okay.
But I'm a Harrington.
A good Catholic Harrington.
Yes.
No takesy backsies.
I just do you know that your sister Scabbatha might be into some real bad stuff with the children?
No. What is she into?
Well, we have reason to believe she's been abducting children from the material plane.
Oh, that would be just like a callous cow. I hate her so much. In fact, I'm going to do you a favor. I'm going to give you this necklace, and if maybe you could do me a favor. She stole something from me, and I wish to
Oh.
get it back. The very portrait that you're talking about was on the wall, and I wish to receive it back. And I believe Scabbatha, that bitch, has got it.
Well,
Well, we are more than happy to do that favor for you. But just to clarify, you would be returning that necklace by right. So it's not really you doing us a favor. It's that
Yes,
you
yes.
obligate.
Of course. Let me put it this way. I will be of service I will be in great debt to you if you provide this portrait back to me. I do so care about that picture of Igvilv.
Could you describe the portrait for us?
Well, yes, it's a woman. There's a woman on it. Quite pretty, I suppose. Dark,
Narrows it down.
flowing hair.
Yes.
Well,
Flowing hair.
and she has a tattoo under an eye. Right here.
okay. What's the tattoo of?
Is it
Little chicken foot for some
chicken
reason.
foot? It's a bear.
Yes. Anyway, here you go. Here's the necklace.
What? Just quickly, I know it. Maybe I'm overstepping bounds here. I do appreciate you returning this necklace to me. But it does seem like you and your sister Scabbatha have had. I know it must be traumatic. I mean, you've blocked out her name entirely from your memory. But if you could, what was it that she did to you? Because that created such a rift. I must assume that at some point you were, you all got along. Your sisters, those fond childhood memories and whatnot. And
Well, it's hard to say when it all started, isn't it? I just have a great sense that she's not very good.
So you really haven't spoken to how long has it been since you've spoken with your sister?
Several years. Who's keeping count? It's rather a boring conversation, don't you think? Are you going to wear that necklace or what?
I don't know why y'all looking surprised. Do you not have a sibling?
Oh, I've got a sibling.
This is how sibling relationships go, as far as I understand.
That's true.
I have never had a sibling.
Cool.
That is a
Meanwhile,
Merely an
probably-
observation and statement of fact. Sorry, Kevin, were you saying something?
Hasn't heard any of this. He's still in the garbage with tissues in his ears, but he started softly crying.
Oh. Walter starts to put the necklace on, and then he hears the crying coming from underneath the
As it
garbage.
passes on to you
I
on your
don't.
head.
I haven't put it on yet.
Okay.
Ooh.
I start to put it on, and then I hear the crying from underneath the garbage, and I go over to Kevin, and
To Kevin's legs, yeah.
to Kevin's legs. I'm like, Kevin, hey, Kevin.
Can't hear you. He's got tissues in his ears.
You're going to have to yank him.
I grab Kevin. I start brushing away all the garbage around Kevin, and I look him in the face. I'm like, Kevin, I'm sorry. Kevin, get that out of your ear and pull another tissue. Oh my God, that's so wet.
I know
Jesus
it was
Christ.
that wet when I put him in there.
Oh God, what the fuck? Look,
Where did you
Kevin.
get them from?
not those tissues.
I'm sorry. I know that I'm trying to figure this out, and I know I'm a bit of an embarrassment, and I know that you don't like me very much, and I know that. But I want you to at some point. I know it's not going to be right away. But this belonged to my family. And I hope that one day you will also learn that close enough is good enough, as is our family motto. And so I want you to have this necklace. And it would give me a great honor if you would wear it.
Kevin's like wipes the tears from his eyes, and he's like, "I just got stuck in the garbage, and then no one even came to check on me. You just let me lie in filth, and I got really scared, and I thought no one would ever talk to me ever again."
Kevin, you know it's my job to protect you.
Yeah, well,
And
where were you
haven't-
just then,
haven't-
huh?
Haven't I always protected you? I mean, I know there's 24 years missing from our memory, but I have always protected you as far as I know. If I thought you were in any danger from the garbage pile, I would have done something about it. Promise. And you know I can't lie.
I sidle over to Bavlorna. I'm like, it's always like this. Families,
Awkward,
huh?
isn't it?
Yeah, families. I know you understand.
You're
I
looking
do.
over. You're looking over at us, and Walter's like bent over with his thong off.
Sometimes,
like-
so obviously, it does pay.
Yeah, there's some benefits. I could see that.
So, Kevin somewhat Machiavellianly, when he was in the garbage, had hatched a little test. to see who would come to his aid first. So
Okay.
he looks over at Unit, and then he looks back at Walter, and he says, I will wear the necklace. And he takes the necklace from Walter,
Thank you.
and he puts it on.
Honestly, these kind of mind games, like just all the fucking time. It's crazy over here.
The necklace lifts up off of your neck and it sort of magically starts glowing and then launches itself back onto Walter. It
Not good try, everyone. Good try.
yeah. And as it
Oh,
goes
what the
over
fuck?
his neck, you feel the
Walter's struggling against it. He's like, no, I did a good deed. I'm trying to do something good.
the necklace, as you feel it go onto you, you actually feel a relief. There's a relief that passes through your body, and
Sport.
and
We're standing right in ground zero too, Kevin.
Sorry,
glad
I
I
can use
can't
those
breathe.
tissues.
the sort of the guiding principle that you've had to this point has been resolved. But as you see it kind of come on to your neck, you actually see that Kevin is starting to dissipate. He's sort of falling apart like sand. And
What?
and Unit also starts falling apart. Bits
What?
and pieces start falling apart.
What is happening? That was my hand.
And you feel your memory disappearing. And then you blink your eyes and there's snapshots of memories, like all of the parts of the last sort of 8 years, and then the 8 years before that, and then the 8 years before that. And you open your eyes again and you're at the carnival and you're looking at the ticket machine and you pay for a ticket.
Oh, oh shit. What the fuck? That toad's really kicking back in.
And you don't remember any of this. You're back to where you were, as an 8-year-old child. No memory of Kevin, nothing. And that is where we will have a break.
Patreon. It's only just occurred to me that it's rather similar to the word patron. Now, it's probably a coincidence, but bear with me. Let's posit for a moment that you're in the 15th or 16th century and there is a great artist. Let's call them DPR. Now, they've come up with a new art form. It's called talking to your mates about nothing, or tato mane. Look, they weren't very good at naming things back then. Anyway, you decide to give them money as a patron, and you get access to a room with like 5 other patrons, and you talk about how the latest tato mane was kind of crap. Brilliant! Now imagine that concept, but in the future. Now. And the person is dice, paper, roll, and you can say that the latest episode was a bit crap to like 20 other people on Discord. Incredible how far technology has come. I know. Mind blown. Subscribe to our Patreon.
Doelene,
Yes.
you're left alone in the room. Bits of Unit are scattered across the floor. And where Walter was and where Kevin was is empty, except for Kevin's clothes and a small golden unicorn where
And
Kevin
Walter's
used to be.
thong.
And Bavlorna and Walter's thong. And Bavlorna sees this happen and she's shocked. She turns to you and she's like, that's not supposed to happen.
Well,
And she sees the unicorn and she goes, Kevin was Zybilna's son. Family.
Yeah. That's your sister? You mean you're Kevin's auntie?
Well, by adoption, I suppose, yes. We're going to need to fix this. I know you've got a watch, and you're going to need to get it fixed.
Yeah,
and we're
I
going
do-
to need to do a little bit of a timey-wimey thing.
Okay, yeah, because this dust thing, you think this is like you think this is like a permanent thing, or
Oh, yeah.
so
Potentially.
they're not gonna it's not just one a weird house thing. They're not just
no.
gonna. Oh, okay, all
Yeah.
right. Yeah, I do.
I
do need.
think maybe Walter should not have had that necklace.
Maybe you are right. He was hell bent on it. But it seems we should not always have what the heart desires. We got to find this watchmaker. You know this place.
I do, and I'm going to get you there immediately. You should probably also take your metal friend, or what's left of them.
The pieces.
Yes.
Okay. I get a filthy sheet out of the garbage, and I spread it out, and I push units pieces, like haul them one by one.
Are my soul moles still in there?
No.
Okay.
Some ash falls out of the body as I tip it over. And I also pick up the unicorn.
Yeah. Sweet.
I put it all in and I tie it up. And then I get an old mop handle and I put it through and I put it over my shoulder. Okay, I'm ready to go.
Great. Well, let me just draw out this circle here and get a bit of thyme and rosemary and rub those together and poof. Yes, that should do. And well, okay.
Chicken pie.
Do a little circle and there's the circle that she drew in the air spits out, and then you can see a portal through to an ashen landscape.
Damn, is that like a Fey spell? That was amazing.
I've picked up a few things along the way. Thank you.
No, really. And honestly, you have been so hospitable. I did not expect this at all. You know, Walter wanted to shit in your pool. Let's go. I jump through the portal.
She just takes a sip of tea and sits back down. Have we got a bit more time? Yeah.
Huh?
Can we go a bit longer?
Yeah, I can go a bit longer.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
You're the daddy.
All right,
Yeah.
I'm the story
The
daddy.
DM daddy. You tell us when it's time to go to bed, mate.
All right, cool.
As long as it's before 10:30.
Yeah, that should be. Before you, a great ashen mountain, sorry, Doelene. Before you, there is a great ashen mountain, and it's the sky is roiling with clouds, and the ground around you is covered in a white ash. There's not very many plants around, but you can see in the distance at the foot of the mountain is a perfectly circular hole or doorway, and at the top of it there's sort of a diamond shape thing with a symbol on it that you recognize as the same symbol as your watch.
The
as
watchmaker's mark. Oh my God. She took me right here. I can't believe it. Okay. I start hauling the bag of unit up the hill, which is quite heavy. And so it's a real slog, not very strong, sweating and cursing and sort of muttering to myself. I can't believe it. I never knew there was actually a shortcut to Mordor. Frodo is going to be pissed. I got it. And I struggle my way up and like haul the bag and like clunk it down at the doorway and look through.
The walls of the circular entranceway are sort of, it's almost like it's been carved out, but carved out with runes. Like the whole circular wall is just covered in writing. And as you move down, you can start to hear the sound of a clinking hammer on an anvil.
Fuck, of course there's more tunnel. Jesus Christ, I should have known it wouldn't just be on the face of the mountain. Okay. I start rolling the unit bag next to me.
As you get to the end of the entrance, you enter a room that is heat itself. It's boiling in here.
I take my cravat off and dab my forehead with it. Oh my. Whew.
The all around you, there's sort of at the tops of the room, there's these little doorways, and they're shut, and there's intricate mechanisms all the way around the circular top of the roof. And then before you is an enormous anvil, sort of the size of a building, and behind it is like, if you thought Bavlorna was big before when you were talking to her when you were tiny, before you is a gargantuan creature. It's a huge female giant blacksmith. Her face and skin is almost hewn from the stone around her. And she takes one last swing at the anvil and hits it, and then she puts it aside and turns to you, and she says, "It is not the first time someone has brought me those bones in a sack, Harengan."
Wow. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. I assume you are the watchmaker.
Indeed. To what do I owe the pleasure?
Well, big fan of your work. I have 2 pieces of work that clearly appear to be yours. The sack of bones, as you called it. You said you've had this sack of unit here before? It wasn't me
Yes.
who brought it before, was it?
No, it was Igvilf.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Okay. Well, you are you friends with Igvilf?
In a sense, I'm very old. Older than even her.
Right. So more of like a mentor sort of relation. Listen, it doesn't matter. I brought the pieces of my friend here, and I brought a very special timepiece that seems to be not functioning correctly, and you see, I come here for a very special reason. I need to use this timepiece to save my people, save my borough, but also reasonably pressing, also, in fact, surprisingly pressing when I reflect on it, is the need to save these weird people I've been traveling with. Who
Yes. I
turn
think we
into
can
dust.
do that.
Yeah.
You should know that watch, it's only so many uses that it has.
Okay.
Traditionally, narrative dictates 3 uses.
3. Okay. 3. Does one trip each way count at the 3? Like, is that like
Just
back, forward, back, or like do I get a return trip for each?
You get a return trip.
Thank
Yes.
God for that. Okay, because that would have been awkward with 3. You know, it's like an uneven, like I
You don't want
trapped
to
in the
get
past.
stuck. Yes. Of
No,
course.
that
Yes.
yeah. Okay, good. That
Speaking
works.
of, the watch will need to be returned to whence you found it.
Okay, when I'm finished, right?
That's right.
Okay. I mean, I guess that makes sense, right? It's got to be returned so that it's there, so I could. No, wait. Sorry, this time. You think I'd be better at this?
There are. Well, hand it here and I'll get started.
Well, thank you. I I I I rustle around in my pack. I think a thanks, some kind of gift for your service is in order. And well, I have these, and I hold out in my hand a small bag of seeds. It's it's the most precious thing I found. It smells like my home, and I want you to have it as a real heartfelt thanks for helping me and my friends.
She was reaching out for the watch, and she pauses and leans down very close to you to have a look, and little monocles kind of slot out in front of her eyes and sort of mechanically so that she can see down there, and she takes a big deep breath. Yes,
Well,
this
breeze is
smells of
welcome.
home. I could see this helping this region, actually. Thank you. Doelene, was it?
Doelene Delacroix, at your service, watchmaker.
That's very kind. And she holds out her hand for both the watch and the seeds.
I drop them both into her enormous hand.
Yeah, it's sort of more just on top of her finger.
Mhm.
And the bones.
Oh yes, sorry. Yeah, of course, unit. I mean, I was gonna do that. Yeah, a drag unit and just swing the bag up onto the hand.
She takes them and sort of places the watch on the anvil and the bones as well, and then she gets to work. She pumps the bellows. They start getting into work, and you feel the heat actually rise and sparks fly, and she pulls a lever, and the doors that you saw at the top of the ceiling open up, and lava pours in through the top and pours into pools that are channels around the edges of the room. And she gets her hammer and brings it down on top of the anvil and it and the watch, and it should, like, by rights it should destroy it, but it doesn't. There's just a huge flash of light, and she hits it 3 more times, and she sort of looks at it and then holds her hand with the watch under a stream of lava, and then blows on it and sort of flaps away the heat, and then puts that to the side, and then starts to bring together unit and builds and constructs the shape. Now, rebuilding unit.
Yeah. Just in case I don't want to tell you how to do your job or nothing, but he's been having some memory problems, and I think it might be helpful if you could,
Yes. The problem is,
sorry, they've been having.
I don't make things twice. They come back a little different every time. So there may be some consequences.
Okay.
Their memories will return, but slowly. We will see.
Okay.
And they take the pieces and they shove it under the lava, and magic pours from their body and into them. Now, of course, this is a time situation. I don't know or understand how this will work, but unit disappeared from existence. They were undone, and I am remaking them. So we will see what will happen. And as a result, the magic flows into Unit, and before you, they sort of form up, and the bits and pieces like basically reconstruct Unit as you knew them before. And then she gently takes Unit and places them on the anvil, and then gets out the hammer and slams it down some more, like a couple of times, gets out a screwdriver, and it's like a regular screwdriver, and she sort of pinches it together and
Allen key.
Allen key and like loses some bits and then finds some bits and puts it.
Trying to follow the
Slot
IKEA
A and
instructions.
slot
Just
B.
stick it-
What
fucking
exactly.
impossible.
It's like this unit, but it has like an umlaut above the U. Unit.
You always end up with one extra piece of fucking.
It says you
dowel
should
and-
probably put it together with a friend.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jack. Sorry.
That's okay. That's good.
We all went there.
And then
Allen
then she.
key,
Oh,
dowel.
thank you. And you hear that. And
Pew, pew,
and
pew,
then
pew, 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 pew.
she blows on Unit,
Zap.
and they're sort of launched up into the air again, and light pours out from their chest, and they fall back down to the ground.
Ow.
And they're whole again. You're back.
Am I conscious?
Yeah.
My. Like there's a bit of where my Walter, Winston, Winklepicker, Kevin, Bavlorna, and I'm just like a whole string of kind of gibberish and strange words just flow from Unit. As
Unit,
their head spins around, and then they slowly come to rest.
Unit, get a hold of yourself.
No,
Now's not the time for playing silly persons.
But wait, one second, one moment, please, 1 second, and they open up their chest, and their arm disappears up into it and kind of up towards where their head would be, and you hear like a wrenching thing come out. And they go, "That's better," and they pull out a piece of dowel and go, "I don't know what that's doing there," and they throw it over their shoulder into the lava. "Hello, Doelene Delacroix. Good to
Oh.
see you."
Thank God, Unit. I didn't know if you'd know who I was. Apparently, you got like cut out of existence or something. I don't know. It's strange. I'm gonna think about that for about 6 seconds. Hang on a second.
I am unsure what has just happened to me.
Yeah.
I feel strange.
You no longer feel like a desire to protect Kevin. You don't know or feel Kevin.
I feel like I am not sure what I am supposed to do, Doelene. What are we? Where are we? What are we doing here?
Well, Kevin, your whole purpose has always been Kevin, right?
I'm sorry. Who?
I'm sorry. Unit, I'm so sorry. This is called free will. You're going to hate it.
That's very good. Let's end the episode there.
Yeah.
Walter Winston Winklepicker III was 8 years old. The shellfish necklace hung around his neck, heavy. His future is completely unbeknownst to him. A small young lad with nary a concern for the Feywild, frogs, or fatherhood. Walter Winston Winklepicker III mostly wished to become a great Winklepicker, a giant slayer. He stands at the ticket booth of the carnival, a big, fat grin on his face.
Someone needs to take a screenshot with just everyone's faces.
Well, here we are. It's the dissection. I told you it would be a critical hit of an episode dealing double damage, and it was an understatement.
Ooh, buddy. Alrighty, Jack.
Boy.
Good game.
Good
Yeah.
game.
So, bit to unpack there.
It was
who'd like
just
to go
very
first?
funny. Yeah, just said to see everyone's faces at the end of the episodes. Usually everyone's like, oh, relax. But everyone's just have this weird look on their face, apart from Jack, who looks pretty fucking smug, if I do say so myself.
Yes.
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 Yeah.
Well, we broke the
Yes.
timeline, everyone.
We
Yes.
did. We broke the timeline. What? After all of our plans? I thought we were
Yes.
going to fight Bavlorna. I thought we were going to fight.
I prepared
We didn't do that.
I prepared an encounter. So
You did. Oh.
yeah.
Well, you were very
Well.
convincing.
Yeah.
I think once
Look,
we
we
got
were-
up there, like,
Weird.
I
Yeah.
feel like we
once
were obeying the newly found rules of hospitality, ownership, and reach arounds. So
Yeah.
we
It's
were
true.
on our best behavior, as was she.
She was. She
Hmm.
was.
she didn't seem
Hmm.
combative. And I think that maybe that
Hmm.
was a little bit, we're just following that lead. Like, why actually?
But
would we?
do we believe her that she didn't know that was going to happen when Walter put the
Did she say
necklace
that?
on?
Yeah,
I mean, she
she
said
was
she didn't
surprised,
know.
wasn't
and
she?
She
Yeah.
did. She
Yeah.
seemed surprised, but she
She-
could have just
yeah.
been bullshit.
I feel like that was. I'm very torn. I'm very torn at the moment.
Yeah.
But
Bet.
I feel like it was a genuine reaction that she wasn't expecting that because, well, her friggin' sister is Zybilna and didn't realize that that giving back the shellfish necklace, which she had gotten from her dickhole sister, was then going to completely unravel, like, because Bavlorna didn't steal the necklace from me, where then maybe there would have been like an inkling of it. But the fact that she took it from Scabatha,
Scabatha.
and who's a dick, and so I feel like that was genuine. That was
Mm.
genuine.
Yeah.
Oh, so many things going on in my head right now.
What are they, Dan? Tell us.
Well, like, I somewhat feel a little bit bad, but not at the same time not bad, because it was like you had said with the boon of the shellfish necklace that it gave Bavlorna all this strength, right? So then I thought that it would be a good moment to be like,
It's
give
beautiful.
it to Kevin, my
Mhm.
son, have this like kind of, genuine nice moment with him, not fully realizing that it would really fuck up the rest of your episode if it didn't go onto me, because and then at times I was kind of like, oh well, could it have still worked? I don't know, but it's kind of like, well, it's because it was me. It's because it was me. It had to go on to me. It 100%
the-
had to go on to me, because if it wasn't for the fact that I did that and I got it stolen from me when I was a child, I then later met the lady Zybilna and did the deed, and then Kevin was born from that. And so it's because of it transferring back to me as an 8-year-old, which then has wiped us all out from existence. Because if it never got stolen, then I never would have had the vision of the frog, and I never would have done all that. And then So yeah, we just had we had a total Back to the Future moment. Michael J. Fox, like
You did.
Yeah.
looking at the photo, and then his sister just.
But the only difference now is that you, as Walter, where we left him, is he's completely unaware of anything that's happened. So you can't
100%.
act with that
It's
knowledge.
Jumanji rules. That's what it is now.
Yeah.
Except
Yeah, right.
They don't remember. Yeah.
Yeah. So I
Greg?
mean, I kind of feel like, well, without any of that knowledge,
But as a little boy, would he just do the exact same thing? Exactly.
But he just
As
paid for a
rich-
ticket. He just paid
Oh.
for a ticket.
So he
That's what
didn't.
Jack said.
He didn't do the same thing, did he?
Oh,
I
you're
didn't.
very hot there.
Yeah, too loud, Greg.
Got to hold it back.
Because
a bit.
he's gone all
He's gone back in his
radio,
chair.
Mikey. He's
I'm
all
trying to relax for the dissection.
Yeah.
I'm trying to have a
Yeah.
chat.
Yeah,
have a
what's
laid
up
back
with? What did you think,
conversation.
Greg? What did you think?
Well, I'm finding it really hard to discern like the difference between, I guess, like what I'm thinking as a player and what what Doelene would know as well.
Mm.
She's pretty cluey, but she doesn't know where in time Walter has gone back to.
Mm.
And so my whole thought process there was like at the end of that episode, I just went into like a solutions mode. And I was like, oh my God, is Jack going to ask me what point in time he wants me to go back to before the end of this episode? If the watch gets fixed. And so yeah, so I was just in a total panic about that.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but I'm glad now that I have basically a month between now and the next recording to consistently panic about that.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's good. Yeah, I didn't even think that getting the necklace back would actually transport Walter back in time. I expected him to just turn into a human man and
That's where I was
be-
going.
That's what I was kind of thinking as well.
Me too.
That's what I
Like,
thought.
Mm.
I thought it was going to turn me back. And I was kind of like, player-wise, I was kind of like, I kind of like being a frog guy now.
Mm.
But I was also,
Interesting.
it was also that I was like, actually, no, this is actually a great opportunity for the relationship. But yes, sorry.
Mm.
Sorry, Greg.
No, not at all. I just think it's difficult now because if we go, like, where do we go back to? Walter's going to have a different experience. Will Kevin even exist? Or do we use the watch to go back to stop him from putting the necklace on?
Or we could just fuck it off and Doelene and Unit can do their own side podcast.
Just
Where it's
Doelene
like
and Unit
sliders
just go
or
and-
something.
Just go and save the world.
And then when we feel like it, we get back to finding these guys. Oh, though you only get 3 goes of the watch, don't you?
You only get 3.
Doelene and Unit's excellent adventure.
Love that.
Could we
That's a
do-
good side pod.
Yeah,
Can I
Is
be
every time it-
Socrates? I'll be Socrates. So great.
Where do you explore,
great.
like, the explore free will throughout time?
Oh, that was such a good end line too. It's called Free Will Unit. You're gonna hate it.
That's great.
Fucking hell, you're gonna make me role play shit, Greg.
Yeah.
You're stuck with me now, baby. No more protecting Kevin. You got to
Yeah.
think about things.
I am.
I kind of like that though. Sorry. You go,
Yeah.
Lauren.
Like what? Sorry.
Oh no, you go.
What did you like? Sorry, though. What
Oh,
was
I was
your-
just saying, I like that. That's the position for now that Unit finds themselves in, because
Yeah.
I feel like even ever so slightly, like we've had the shift with Kevin and Walter finding out their relationship to each other and the dynamics between Walter, Kevin, and Unit, and then obviously Doelene as well. But then I think in that last episode, I remember Unit was like, I don't know if I want to go down that corridor into the mirror thing. Like it sort of flows on nicely now that it's like, oh, what do you do when your whole purpose for being is gone. Like that's a really interesting thing for me to panic over for the next month. Be like, oh, cool. What does Unit want? Does he want to? Do they want to become a fucking famous chef? Do they want to become a painter? Like what are they going to do? I don't know.
Oh.
Well, I mean, the thing is it's not even that your purpose is gone. It's that you don't even like remember your purpose.
Yeah.
You know, like it's.
But like Zybilna made you to look after me. Like she delivered you to my house.
Yeah, well, the watchmaker made me. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And
The
so-
watchmaker remade you.
Maybe you
to
need to be given to another
delivered.
little boy or girl. Maybe you are always going to be a protector of some kind.
Well, there was clearly a life before Kevin.
Also,
If-
wow,
if
you
the
just gave up on Kevin pretty quickly. You're like, maybe I'll be a chef. And I'm like, what the
No, but
Maybe I could
because
paint something.
but because you don't exist,
Am I
because
playing
you
block of flats?
because you don't exist, like Unit doesn't remember you existing, right? Because you don't exist in this
You never
timeline.
There's not
So-
even a shadow of a like, oh, I'm having
Nothing.
a false no, nothing. Ben, you dropped me. You
not
dropped
a
me.
not a block of flats.
I mean,
Lauren.
Kevin.
That has
I mean,
value.
Kevin.
Sorry. How did you feel towards the end of that? Like, well, with your dustiness and
I
Lauren.
really loved all the twists and turns in that. I honestly, like, when I was sitting there in the garbage and I genuinely had the moment of like, why is no one asking me anything? Like, I'm actually getting a bit like left behind here. And then that's when I decided that I was going to make a test and I was going to see who was going to respond to me first. And
Very
it was-
8-year-old.
Yeah,
very
Yeah, it
8-year-old,
kind of
yeah.
was. It kind of was a little test. So I was boo-hoo-hooing, seeing who would get to me first, and it was Walter. So in that tiny little moment, he won, and it was really what you said, Ben, was really devastating. Like, it was really sad.
What Dan said.
No, sorry, what Ben said is
Oh,
like, I'm
right,
so
yeah.
sorry. All I want to do is protect you, and I am
Mm.
like, I was a rude little prick to you. And I was like, nah. And I went for Walter because he just in that moment was the only one, like, in my little mind that was like, he's the only one who cares about me. I'm totally playing you off against each other. Like, I am like, I just want a little bit of attention right now for no
If-
Yeah,
reason
but Unit doesn't.
because I'm 8.
If we hadn't have been turned into dust, I was already thinking of like, I'm going to hug and then I'm going to lock eyes with Unit and be like,
Yeah, it was. It was totally going to be that. And it was
Yeah.
really fascinating then to completely disappear. And I very much was like, what? We just spent 2 episodes doing a heist. There's a cube. I was worried about the cube. I was like, how are we going
Yeah.
to get everything in it? And it just went to somewhere else I just had no idea about. But
Yeah.
I was like, this is, we often, not often, but like we tend to play for laughs. And I think this was one of those episodes where it's just so nice to just sit in gameplay. And we're just sitting here, just reacting to each other. It's
Yeah.
very emotional this time. Like, you have created bonds between us all. And to be honest, I wasn't sure how Doelene really fit into that picture. And for a while there, you were eating popcorn on the sides. So the fact that now the next click in the story is that like now we're in a time situation. Oh, and that's what Doelene does. Now I'm like, oh, that's why
up to
we're
her
all
to-
together.
Yeah.
Save the day.
Well, no, up to her to save days. That's just how she fits in. Like, that's how
Yeah.
we're all
How she
linked
fits.
together.
Mm.
It was
I do
very
think-
good, Jack. Next
Yeah.
level.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Definitely
very
think
good.
we
Level for us,
and
personally.
you can
for
tell
me.
too because we started that episode like really playing for laughs and just fucking around and joking around, and then we kind of slotted into that. Like you could feel that moment where we all were like, "Oh, okay, we're here and we're in it, and we're just all in it for our own character with what's happening at that moment." It was it was great.
It was the exact moment that the sexual references stopped, and
Yeah.
and they stopped, and I that rejection. So Kevin's test and Unit's failure to act, right, is this like unintentional foreshadowing of the rejection or the loss of purpose in the later part of the episode, which
yeah, sure. But I also think that Unit didn't see that as a failure to act because they didn't see any threat to Kevin, so there was no need to protect him. So I mean that's the logic behind the robot brain.
We could also be focusing on Unit's lack of action and failure to protect and the rejection and that kind of thing. Or we could be focusing on Walter stepping up and having a really tender moment and trying to pass on his lineage and everything.
Can I say
to
something
Zoe.
though? Can I say
Walter
something?
doesn't exist
though?
anymore, so
At one point, but the problem is, Walter, is you pulled me out and then you just talked at me. At no point did you ask Kevin what's wrong.
So it's still
And
a
the
test.
thing is that all I wanted was like I was going to cut my finger. I was just going to have a little boo boo. Like it was just going to be something very small that I just wanted a little bit of attention from, and it kind of just moved past it. But in my head was like, Kevin's just wants like someone to ask him if he's okay. And and I was like, and you just like kept talking and kept talking and kept talking as Walter just like in this big like moment for Walter, not for Kevin. It's very interesting.
We should
genuinely
dissect
feel
Walter.
bad now.
Well, he's a frog, so we should definitely dissect.
We should dissect Walter's emotions.
Ew.
And feelings.
It's so much more emotional. This gameplay is so much more emotional. It's
quite layered, isn't it?
It's very interesting.
Jack, I wonder if you could just provide a bit of clarity out of game, and not that we didn't get it in game, but just so so listeners know what to go away with, and so what I know what to go away with over the next few weeks. Like, so Kevin and Walter do not exist anymore. Like, I have no memory of
Walter
them.
exists.
But I have no memory of him.
No.
Right.
But, well,
I'm not so worried about when in the timeline we are, because I don't think Unit cares about that. But
I think.
But I remember any of what we've done in this podcast?
The watchmaker said that that your memories will come back slowly.
Right. Okay.
So we'll see.
All right.
But
cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh.
All right. Good.
The yeah, I
Don't
think
say too much.
Yeah. No, you don't have to spoil anything. That's fine.
You don't have to do
Yeah.
anything. It's fine.
Yeah. That's fine.
How do you feel, Jack? You feel good?
Well, I just wish we could do the next episode. I don't like leaving it where like one character is in non-existence and one character is stuck in time, and
Are you kidding?
I mean, it's
It's
great.
the perfect place
Yeah.
to leave it.
Yeah, it's good
To be
because
continued.
because like hopefully for our listeners it's only like 2 weeks for them, but
Well, it's only going to be 2 weeks for us as well.
not
so-
true. But
We'll be doing it in real time.
yeah. It's I had this thought like when I was writing this episode and the next episode, I was just like kind of going over in my head like I don't know what the motivation for these witches is. Like I just was struggling with that, and I came to some conclusions, and then it just flowed. I knew what was going to happen. And I'm sorry to do the sort of I didn't love doing the necklace thing, but then I was thinking about it and I was like, no, I think the necklace actually kind of rejected the idea of going to anyone but Walter.
Yeah.
It felt
Because-
smooth. It was fine. So fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's been a connection between Walter and the necklace the whole time, right? Like he
Yeah,
knows
yeah,
where
totally.
it is. It's that's good.
Yeah. So, but yeah. So I don't know. Like that was really fun. I really liked that.
You should. You should.
Yeah.
It's a good game.
And I just can't wait till the next one.
Well, I'm afraid you're going to have to,
Well, you're gonna
Jack,
have to,
Daddy
and everyone
DM,
else
and
is.
so are you,
Story
dear
Daddy.
listeners, and
Thank
all
you,
of us
Story
here.
dear Daddy.
Yes.
Yeah, story daddy.
Yes. How do you? I was going to make a joke. I don't know. I was going to say something about. I hope you all have your story daddy that you. But that's. It's just awkward
Hope
now.
your story daddy tucks you in at night.
Yeah. Thanks,
Yeah,
Greg.
there
Whew, saved
Yeah, saved it.
it.
Bye-bye.
Quick, play the outro
Bye.
music. Play the outro music.